but it's a good way to get to know all of you at this venue. So can we start with you and go around and just tell me your name so I can make sure. I'm Armand Flood, the Senior Director of Admissions. Again, I've seen all of you throughout the school. Many of you have good working relationships with, and I want to get to know all of you a little more. So, Mr. Thomas.
Anthony Thomas, Department Chair for Business Management, Accounting Technology, Criminal Justice, Information Technology, and Paralegal Studies.
Wow, that's a lot. Great job.
Kelly Beal, Instructor and Clinical Coordinator for the OTA program.
Renee Payne, English teacher.
You're fairly new?
Since September.
Wow, okay. Nice to meet you, Ms. Payne.
Kelly McCarty, English and public speaking instructor.
Okay.
Tina McDowell, Information Technology.
Okay. Thank you.
Katie Nims, accounting.
May Samuel, Environmental Sciences.
Oh, wow, okay.
Oh, Ivy Nartajardi, and I think healthcare and management.
Okay. Nice to meet you.
Lerone Wilder, General Education Instructor.
Tony Boyce, General Education.
Dr. Charlene McCourty, adjunct for microbiology and environmental sciences.
That sounds tough.
Eddie McCall, Criminal Justice.
Bruce Derrick, Criminal Justice Psychology.
Frankie Potts, Adjunct, Healthcare Administration.
Okay.
Marion, Small Business.
All right. Well, thank you again. I'll try to remember the names. I try to be social and get out there and what I call rub elbows just to get to know you all a little better. Again, my name is Armand Flood. I'm the Senior Director. Quick background, I retired after 20 plus years, almost 21 years from the Navy. Wasn't going to work right away. I had a friend who told me about an opening here. Actually, my old boss was supposed to apply for this position and something happened. And I entertained it. I said, I'll come and do an interview. When I came to the school, I really loved it. It kind of coincided what I did in the Navy. I was the area supervisor for all the Navy recruiting stations for South Carolina, North Carolina, and part of just the whole Augusta area. I lived in Simpsonville, but I worked in Raleigh, North Carolina. Get up at Monday morning at 4, drive to Raleigh, and I'm there until Thursday in a hotel, and I'll come back home, you know, either Thursday night, depending on how bad I was missing home, or early Friday morning. But it was right up my alley. You know, what we're doing in the missions is still coaching, motivating, and developing young men and women, older women and men, and trying to turn them into college graduates. I don't know if you know, but our missions department had went through a huge cycle. We don't look the same anymore. 2 weeks ago, every ADA position, that's Assistant Director of Admissions, was eliminated. So all of my staff had to reapply. There was 3 positions that they could apply for, and I was the NAC, the National Call Center, the EC, which is Enrollment Coordinator, and then also the SSC, that is the Student Success Coordinator. So what we look like downstairs now is we have 4 SSCs, that is the Student Success Coordinator. Those people down there, I'm sure you might know them, but I'm going to tell you the name. That's Katie Derschwager, that's Calvin Frierson, that's Sherry Marullo, and it's Stephen Boyd. Those are our Student Success Coordinators. So David said how my staff downstairs will impact the persistence and everything of what we do here at Brown Mackie. So the Student Success Coordinator, they're on point to be with the students for the first 90 days, but we're taking it a step further to where they're going to help manage these students for their entire tenure here at Brown Mackie. The goal is to increase the retention, to ensure that we are graduating students and working with you all hand in hand. I know, you know, the Pro D classes, they see me a lot the morning and evenings. I stick around in the evenings, put my head in the door to try to help develop those relationships, massage those relationships to ensure that our new students are getting the proper love and attention that they're supposed to. And that's whether they're a brand new student or also a re-entry. We try to keep tabs on them. Well, now the job descriptions have changed, so I have an SSC that's required. You know, no joke, 30, 60, 90. How does that play a part? They're going to be coming to your classrooms. They're going to be having conversations with you. They're going to be emailing you because that's they're required to do. So I don't want anyone that says, no, No, this is my classroom, I don't want you to have any information. They're required to communicate with you. My staff has been trained, and it's a work in progress, because anytime there's change, y'all read the book Who Moved My Cheese, right? Sometimes change is hard for people to accept, and I get that, and I do understand that. But with this new model that EDMC brought on board is that if we have someone that's partnering with you all, along with the other deans, the other faculty, the presidents, we're going to be able to help these people hopefully become a better student. Some people, this is their first time ever experienced college life. They don't have anyone that's been in college and told them about financial aid, which is a scary process. That's where we lose most of our people to. And or what's it like to have to write a paper? You know, so the character, the discipline, all these things that it takes to be a successful college student, they don't have. And I can relate and understand, because when I went to college, I went on a basketball scholarship. I was just an athlete, but it's called student athlete. So I failed out of college. What I see a lot of when these students come for their first go around here, they fell out. They don't understand. They don't know how to study. They don't know how to prep. So with these SSCs, their role is to constantly communicate. Every Monday, these students will get a phone call, and or they're supposed to come by to do a face-to-face. And one thing that I do is I'll look in Campus View to see, have you talked to Lil Susie? Have you talked to Billy Joe? If they say yes, I'm always trust by verify. All right, it's in there, it's in black and white. And then I'll do a drive-by on the student. Or I might come by and say, how things going with such and such. You know, Mr. Wilder, I do that a lot. We have good relationships, because I come down, don't want to interrupt. I'll sit in the back and I'll listen. I'll look at attendance as well. So the goal is to create a better product. You know, to have a better brand name out in town. There's a lot of for-profit schools that's getting ran through the ringers right now. IT just took a big hit. You know, our goal is to be the top school in this area, especially for for-profit schools. But it starts with all of us in this room, mindsets. And I want to let you know that we're here to assist. You know, one of the things they say when they come in and they fill out the application for Brown Mackie is to partner with them so they can have the best educational experience they can. And that's really what we're trying to do downstairs. So those 4 positions are SSCs. The other 4 positions are enrollment coordinators. Right now I only have 3 enrollment coordinators. That's Jonathan Jackson, Frank Carter, and Oral Phillips. There's one vacancy that I have to fill. That job has not been released yet, so I don't know what's that going to look like and what's the time frame from getting someone on board so I can have 4 ECs and along with 4 SSCs. But by far, our goal is, again, to partner with you all, partner with the students to ensure they have the best educational experience. So they're not only tracking the first 90 days, but you have a point of contact. Now, I don't know exactly how I'm going to break it down. I like the financial aid model, how they break it down by the alphabet. So many students to one rep as far as the SSCs. So it's a work in progress. It's brand new. Once I find out how we're going to do it and what it's going to look like, I'm going to get it back out to you. I'll push it to you in email. It's saying that the students from A through whatever belongs to this SSC. So if you're having a problem with a student, you're going to do what you naturally do. You're going to reach out to them. You're going to contact. You're going to mentor and coach. But you also have another resource. People that's downstairs are getting paid to do that as well. That way you can focus on teaching and not some of the other tedious stuff that you have to do. But it takes a village. You know, Brown Mackie, we are a different college. And because we are different from the other ones, we go the extra mile. So we can't just stop and say, no, they got it. It takes all of us. You know, they can have a positive experience with us, have a bad experience in the classroom, and then we still lose them. So we all have to, it's very imperative that we walk the same walk, we talk the same talk, and we show a cohesiveness that there's no air leaks. You know, I was on a ship, if we take a leak, it could be bad. You know, so we got to make sure we airtight and we're working as one unit. And pretty much that's all I got. Was there anything else you wanted me to add? Is there any questions for me? Yes, ma'am?
Do you monitor the students' grades?
Well, that's where the partnership is going to come in with you all. We're going to look for attendance. We're going to look at the grades. But again, that's not our specialty. And I've instructed my people, we're going to stay in our swim lane. But we're going to utilize our research, our resources and our resources of you when it comes to those grades and things like that.
Okay. Well, I just wondered, because I had a student that didn't take the midterm that now has a failing grade, and then I got an email from somebody in your office, that they wanted to see her before she comes to class tomorrow morning.
Right. Well, we
Is
don't,
that,
we don't necessarily know exactly their grades. All we can do is look and see what they are. But we want that communication with you,
okay,
you know, with all of you, if someone is slacking or whatever, so that intervention. You know,
Okay.
these people come in the door and they don't know who their teacher is gonna be, but they build a relationship with these folks downstairs. So naturally, they're gonna, you know, shift to them. So working with you all, you're giving us insight, telling us this is what's going on. We are better apt to be a service to you to help you, again, so you can focus on the hard stuff and we do the easy stuff. And that's teaching what you get paid to do. Any other questions? Thank you for your time.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. LaToya's next.
Hot mom.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm LaToya Warren, the Associate Director of Student Financial Services, Financial Aid. And to piggyback off Armand, basically we are here to help you and we all want to work cohesively together. I know we get a bad rep because we're about the money, and so a lot of the students think anytime that we're contacting them is for something negative, but it's not. I'm glad that we're having this because I want to explain to you all what some of the purposes on why we email, which is what you're talking about.
Yeah.
We send these things called red slips, or they may be pink or purple or blue or whatever color, and we'll come down and we'll actually pull the student as well. Usually we don't do any of those until it's become to the point to where the student is dodging us. And what we try to relay to the student initially in orientation